Hi everyone, Oma here. I'm going to be addressing something. It's a message I received on my WhatsApp telling me how much my channel have changed her mindset, how much she's trying to also convince the members of her family about several mistakes they have made, thinking they're on the right path. That her husband told her to denounce her family name, because he already did. Their children would never bear the name of his father. Rather, they have gone to church to denounce their father in their family and also adopt a new name entirely different from the name that was given to him by his own parents. Now, this woman was shedding tears. She was crying that she never knew that that is the beginning of her problems. Now, the story is that her husband adopted another name for himself, threw away the name that was given to him by his parents. He took another name. They started having kids. He told his wife to cancel anything that has to do with the name that came from her own parents. So they did change of name legally, and they started having their own children. She told me that this is their 16th year in marriage. Now, I started by asking her, what is your religion? She said, of course, she's a Christian. I said, okay, let's take it back to the Bible. Let's take it back to church. You believe in Jesus? She said, yes, she does. And so does her husband. They believe in Jesus. I now asked her, is there anywhere in the Bible that it was recorded that Jesus, the son of David, abandoned his name? Was it not recorded that Jesus came from the generation of David? Was it not traced back to the fact that Jesus came from the descendants of David? Do you know how many atrocities that David committed? Do you know the evil that David committed? Yet, he was named after God's heart. She was shocked. How come I know the Bible so much? Of course, I know the Bible. I wedded in church. And like I said, nothing is stopping me from still going to church. If I want to go to church, if I want to listen to the word of God, I will go to church. I will listen to your preaching. I will filter it because I've got brains. I will take the one that is good and I will discard the ones that are not necessary. Aside being religious, aside being spiritual, we've got common sense. God has blessed everyone with common sense. If we've got common sense, why can't we make use of it? I now told her that is the problem. Many people are also making the same mistake. Now, she came to me telling me that the children she brought into this world, she doesn't understand them. In fact, that her own family, they have a good trace, that they have good morals that was inculcated in them, and they are all doing well. She has already checked in her husband's family as well, that the same thing is happening. As I said, if you have any issue with your husband regarding the paternity of any of your children, your husband will go for a DNA test. Do you know the meaning of DNA? Can you mess with someone's DNA? Can you mess with blood? You cannot rule out your ancestors. You cannot rule out your origin. You can never rule out your blood. Name has a way of directing people. I asked her, what was the reason your husband took this drastic decision? She said because her husband said that her forefathers were evil. They committed all sorts of atrocities. Therefore, he put a stop to all those things in his own generation, and his children would carry on with his own name that he has given himself. Just as the Bible said that all have fallen short of the glory of God. I know the Bible, oh. I know the Bible. I know God. What we have refused to do is to rule out the possibility of using your common sense to reason, ability to think critically. Because whatever I teach you, and then you have no right to question me about it. You just push me to accept. He doesn't want his own children to be the partakers of the evil and atrocities that was committed by his own forefathers. And then when they were dating, he mentioned to her that she's also going to disassociate herself from everything that has to do with her ancestral name. He said it's okay for her to answer her English name, but leave anything that has to do with her native name, because himself has done so a very long time ago. I laughed. I asked her a simple question. I said, do you know the reason men go for DNA test when they suspect the paternity of their children or their child? I said that DNA is a bloodline something. It is a bloodline test. You cannot rule out who you are. You cannot rule out your ancestors, because your ancestors' blood are in your DNA. She told me that up till now she doesn't understand her children. She was crying and told me that her son came back from school and she noticed that her son is already smoking. That her husband is even telling her that she did not raise her children up properly. Said her co-wives, their children are doing okay. That if she says one, her daughter will talk 20. So that first thing first, tell your husband that both of you owe your ancestors big time apology. You need to go back to your roots. Your ancestors first, they are very unhappy with you. You need to go and apologize to them. Then Change back your names to the precious names that your parents gave to you. Let's start from there. She accepted. Be very careful of what you believe in. The school of thought you accept. What you fill your mind with. Be very careful. These are our forefathers we talk about lived longer than now. They enjoyed a lot of things. They're wise. Alright. Thank you for watching. God bless you and see you all in my next one.